Evicting a tenant can seem like a complicated process, but in this video, we'll quickly explain eviction laws in Illinois and how to recover your property in 5 simple steps. First, what is an eviction? Eviction is the process of legally removing a tenant. It's illegal for a landlord to change locks or physically remove a tenant themselves. So, if the renter refuses to leave after violating their lease, you must seek an eviction from the court. The process for simply terminating a lease differs from that of an eviction. Lease terminations require proper notice from the landlord or tenant, and state requirements can be found on our website. Legal reasons for eviction in Illinois. A landlord only has grounds to evict a tenant for reasons allowable in the state. The first step in the eviction process is to give the lessee one of the following notices. Non-payment of rent. If the tenant is late on rent, you can serve them a 5-day notice to pay or quit. This gives them 5 days to pay rent in full, along with any penalties, or vacate the property. Non-compliance. If the tenant violates their lease, a non-compliance notice gives them 10 days to either comply with the lease or vacate the property. Unlawful activity. If you find direct evidence of your tenant engaging in illegal activity on or around the residence, you can serve them a 5-day notice to quit, which requires the tenant to leave within 5 days without an option to remedy the breach. Rent grace period. In Illinois, there is no rent grace period. Rent is due on the due date. An eviction notice can be served if the rent is only 1 day late. 5 steps to legally evicting a tenant in Illinois. Serve the notice to quit. Choose the form you need and download or fill it out on eforms.com. Post it on the tenant's door and also send it via certified mail with a return receipt requested via USPS. If the breach is curable, you must wait the specified number of days to give the tenant a chance to fix the problem. File eviction papers with the court. If the tenant doesn't fix the problem, or if the breach is incurable, you can begin eviction proceedings by filing the following forms in court: complaint and summons. You'll need 3 copies of these forms, one for yourself, one for the court, and one for the sheriff. The filing fee is $234. Serve the complaint and summons. The tenant now needs to be served the documents, which can be done through your local sheriff. Bring the documents to your sheriff's office along with a $60 service charge. Attend a hearing. If the tenant files an answer, the court will schedule a hearing. If the judge finds in your favor or if the tenant does not respond to the summons and complaint, the judge will issue an order for possession, which will require the tenant to move out by a certain date. Removing the tenant. If you prevail in court and the tenant remains on the property, you can bring a copy of the order to the sheriff's office. They can then remove the tenant and their belongings. Damages. Often the tenant's security deposit does not cover total losses. If damages are not awarded at the hearing, you may be able to recover past due rent and court fees through small claims court. Now, you can get eviction proceedings started. Get eviction forms, court documents, and all other information you'll need at the link below for free.